Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. As you all know guys, we are doing full character guide episodes. This is episode number 2 of our full character guide. Today we will discuss the most confusing character Gear 5. If you know how to use him correctly, you can counter any character. So let's begin the video. First of all, the metal traits you need to use on him. I will explain his tips and tricks, but before that, you should know this. He should have max attack, means 70% attacks on his metals as first priority. Then at number 2, you can give preference to HP. Max 70% HP would be good for him, as he has defense increase up to 75%, so defense would compensate there. HP, on the other hand, is required as many characters like New Shanks have ignore defense skills, which can easily one-shot. If you don't have the required amount of HP, then you will get KO directly. Now the part of his tips and tricks. For those who don't know, he counters on his normal attack when he holds the normal attack button. But the catch is most people kill Gear 5 players only by their wrong counter timing. When Gear 5 holds his counter skill, and if the counter fails, then he gets vulnerable to damage for a short period of time. That's when you can die easily. So my recommendation is not to use counterattacks, as if you don't, the enemy will get confused pretty easily, or use counters only when multiple players are fighting and they can't see you use your counter. The second tip is to get your defense increased pretty quickly. He gets defense increases by doing knockback to enemies, so release your skills to stack defense first to start dominating the match. One thing too, which mostly people get confused on how to change his form, he's in base defender form. If you capture the treasure, you turn into runner form, which increases the capture speed. If you start refilling the treasure gauge, you will turn into a defender. And if you attack an enemy in his treasure area, or if the enemy is in his treasure area, you will turn into an attacker. Now, moving to the pros. He is a really good defender. He has both knockback as well as status effect. His skill 2 gets cooldown pretty easily when you knock back players in-game. Also, the skill 2 ignores defense, meaning you can pretty easily one-shot enemies. Skill 1 is invincible, which can be cooled down pretty easily with metals. So we can say he does crazy amounts of damage while defending the treasure area. Moving to the cons. He can turn into all 3, attacker, defender, and runner, but the most useful form is only defender form, as he's dominating in that part. While he's good in runner part as well. When he captures the treasure, he can be removed by only knockback, as he nullifies status effects above 50% HP. But his attacker form isn't very usable, according to me. He's too vulnerable to die outside the flag, as he loses his damage reduction as well. Also, he's totally based on knockback, and the characters which heal on knockback are a pain for him, like Albert. Also, a character like Luffy, who ignores defense on normal attacks, which also becomes painful for Gear 5. Now characters you're strong against. Firstly, being green element, you're strong against blue element users. You also counter the Dark Roger a bit, as he gets knocked back while capturing treasure. He can be used against Snake, as he nullifies the entrance effect. He is also strong against status effect users, as he nullifies status effect above 50% HP. Now characters you're weak against. You're mostly weak against the characters who heal on knockback and the one who ignores defense. Some of these characters are Albert, Yamato, and Ace, Luffy awakened form, as he ignores defense on normals. Now he ignores defense on HP above 50%, but if he gets lower 50% and gets recovery block, which avoids HP heals, then you're very vulnerable to die easily. New Kamusari Shanks inflict recovery block on skill 1. So he can be very problematic to Gear 5. Now the metal sets. If you're an old player and you have the old King medal, then this would be a crazy metal set. This is how it goes. King event medal, new Whitebeard medal, and the attacker Kaido medal. All 3 combined would give 6% skill 1 cooldown when someone hits you. For multiple hitting characters like Luffy, your skill 1 would be back in no time. Gear 5 gets skill 2 cooldown on knockback, so that won't be an issue. This would be a crazy metal set. Second could be triple Kaido, as I always suggest. Provides cooldown on capture and damage reduction in the treasure area with 2% skill 1 cooldown. The third is any triple Luffy set with either Zoan or Paramecia tags, but same with all 3. Include those having damage reduction traits, as they would be the best. Well, that's all for today's video, guys. See you in the next one.